Look at this video. This is a Lululemon in Manhattan's West Village. 4 men and 3 women stole close to $30,000 worth of clothing from the upscale sportswear store. As you can see, security doing absolutely nothing. I mean, literally just standing there. The robbers this evening, they remain at large, haven't been caught. The Lululemon heist comes a few weeks after a different fashion bandit successfully burglarized half a dozen high-end clothing stores in the same area that Lululemon was robbed. The NYPD's 6th precinct, which covers both Manhattan's West Village and Greenwich Village, has seen crime skyrocket this year, up 80%, fueled by a 101% increase in grand larceny and shoplifting. And many security guards say there really is no point in stopping the thieves. An Apple Store security guard in the upscale Soho neighborhood telling the New York Post, quote, "You can have 15 guards, but if shoplifters can't get arrested or touched, what's the point? We used to be able to do things, but those days are over. They just run amok. It's frustrating." Joining me now, Hitha Herzog, a retail analyst who was embedded with the LAPD to get an inside look at smash and grabs, and Wilbur Chapman, a retired deputy commissioner at NYPD. Thank you both for being here. Hitha, I want to start with you. We did this series around the holidays, and I went out and talked to some of these security guards. They wouldn't show their face because they didn't want to lose their jobs, but they are told to just stand there. And they watch the people run out with the stuff. It's like crazy.
Right, and most of the time, these security guards want to do something. Clearly, it's their job to do that. But what is the consequence if they actually act and try to prevent these thieves from walking out of the store with thousands of dollars of merchandise? They run the risk of getting hurt themselves. They have families themselves. There's no protection. And as we were talking about, in certain jurisdictions, the laws are different. The felony threshold could be different in New York versus Oakland versus a small city like Albuquerque, New Mexico, that I'm from. As you were saying, I was embedded with the LAPD when I wrote my book, Black Market Billions, 10 years ago. I was seeing what was going on with these organized retail crime rings. And, back in the day, I should say 10 years ago, they had this very sophisticated way of getting this merchandise and getting it out of the stores. Now, the LAPD was taking massive measures in order to mitigate that, but it's still, especially in this day and age, it's not enough.
I can't believe 10 years ago you wrote the book and it's still this massive problem. Wilbur, I want to bring you in. I mean, Hitha makes the point. It's like, I get it. These security guards, many of them are basically making the minimum wage. Do they really want to risk their lives? But how do we stop this? It seems totally out of control.
Well, in New York, there's a difficulty because of the fact that this is considered a nonviolent crime. So therefore, the people who commit them can be released on bail, and that allows them to become recidivists. You have people in New York who have been arrested 5, 6, a dozen times, and each time they're arrested by the NYPD, they're released on bail. So as a result, they can come back and commit the crime again. There's a narrowing of the scope of the authority of the security guards. They're not law enforcement officers. And in New York, there is an option that's offered called a paid detail, where businesses can hire off-duty New York City police officers to be in their facilities to prevent crime, but that becomes expensive, and then businesses don't necessarily wish to go for the added expense.
Right, and it's almost just worth it to them. It's like they almost just write it off. They just expect that it's going to happen. Hitha, I think one thing that people don't realize is, like, these aren't just people going to steal some workout clothes from Lululemon. Like, this is organized. Like, they go sell this stuff and make a lot of money.
It is. I mean, to the tune of, if we're looking at from the retail's perspective, we're talking about $720,000 for every $1 billion in sales that's getting stolen from stores. So you can imagine what the impact is, especially on smaller stores, small businesses. And that's why, as you know, I'm a research analyst and a fellow at the Data Catalyst Institute. We did a study that looked at small businesses and how they are now diversifying, not just having this brick and mortar presence, but diversifying over online, having third-party online marketplaces where they're selling their merchandise, because when you have that kind of merchandise being stolen from your stores, you have to somehow bring in revenues from other places, because you're absolutely right. These are rings that are coming in, taking merchandise, and then selling it on the black market. And then that money is being used to support illicit things like terrorism,
Oh,
like
my
human
gosh.
trafficking, you know, some of the most horrific things
And
that
it
you can
costs
think.
us, right? I mean, we go
And
and
it
we have to
costs
pay
us.
more, which
Yes.
everything is already so expensive.
Given the fact that we're looking at inflation, given the fact that prices are rising, and of course we're seeing retailers encounter this, you know, this just doesn't bode well for the consumer.
Wilbur, I want to ask you, you know, there's this theory that when you let people who shoplift and do these sort of lower level crimes just get away with it and everybody sees it happening, it creates this environment where people think that they can get away with almost anything, and then there's more serious crimes happening too. Do you think that's the case? Do you think that's what's going on in, say, New York City, San Francisco with all this wildness?
Well, in New York in particular, if we go back a year and a half, 2 years ago, the stores in the Bronx and the commercial strips along Southern Boulevard and White Plains Road were also vandalized the same way and robbed, not necessarily by organized people, but by individuals taking advantage of the fact that they could break in and steal material. The laws have to change, and they have to give police the authority to lock people up and not worry about them being released 15 minutes later because of some concerns about bail reform. Yeah. Allowing people to commit these crimes and to continue these acts of violence against property will just extend itself to acts of violence against people. It's just a matter of time.
They got to figure something out, though. I mean, I don't know if we're just seeing it more because there's more video cameras, but it certainly seems like a problem. Hitha Herzog and Wilbur Chapman, thank you both for being here. We really appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you for watching. Go to NewsNationNow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.